Well, it's 500 stones and it's episode 12. You forgot about me last week, I had surgery. And I guess this week is Corey Dougay. It'll be such fun time. An underappreciated song, I think.
Yeah. You'll have to remind me what song that is after we're recording.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But yeah, welcome back to Like 500 Stones, Brooklyn. You're back.
Bill did such a good job, though.
He did. But it's not the same without you, to be completely honest. Because I can't. You saw me try to play my bass at the beginning of that.
You tried. It's E for up here. We say A for effort, and that's all we can ask.
Up here, we say the exact same thing in the States. What are you talking about?
No, but we say EA. You guys actually use the letter A.
Eagerly acceptable. Got it.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, you, as we said, you unfortunately missed last week. Do you have any thoughts on the section of the list that you missed?
Do I ever? Starting off, okay, yeah, let's get the bad one out of the way. Yeah, the Byrds cover of Mr. Tambourine Man is a legit awful cover. Like that is a turning point. In the list, because I can't figure out why. It's bad. It's just the 1 12-string guitar and them, and yeah, no. But let's yeah, I do have like a top 5. I'll pull that up here right quick. Number 5, I had "You Keep Me Hanging On" from the Supremes. Just a super overlooked song. Number 4, "Your Cheating Heart." It's great. I love like the kind of twang of it. Number 3, "Are You That Somebody?" And I remember putting my notes. God damn it, Timberland! Why couldn't you keep making beats like this and not dip off? Number 2 is "Ooh La La," and I think Bowman had that one of his favorite anyways. But number 1, and the one that I am kind of upset that nobody else loved, is "The Humpty Dance." All right,
I love that.
All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, so now world, hope you get ready for me. Like, it's such a good build-up. I love it. But
yeah, I called you fat and skinny.
Yeah. Ain't stopping me from getting busy. I'm a freak.
Hey, Corey Dougay, do you know any of the words to the Humpty Dance?
Not as many as Brooklyn, apparently.
Fair enough. Thanks for joining us, buddy. So, do you have any like knowledge of this list? Before you pretty much going in blind?
No knowledge about anything that's really going on, and as someone with no musical talent, I can't wait to critique some of the greatest music of all time and give my personal opinions on it. So looking forward to it.
As I said, if you saw me try to play bass yesterday, you know I'm doing the exact same thing. So let's get this thing started. We ended last week with the Smiths' "There's a Light That Never Goes Out." Corey, do you know anything about this song at all?
Never heard of it.
Great. Fair enough. As with most people when it comes to the Smiths, honestly. But with number 225, "Both Sides Now" by Joni Mitchell, this is one I think a lot more people know, and I'm a little surprised that it's here on this list. I actually have the 2010 list pulled up right now, and last time this was number 171. So this is actually somehow dropped, but I think that this song's about to get another wave. Because Coda came out. This is a big part of Coda, and
cool.
Yeah, it's a big part of that movie, and it reminded me of how beautiful the song actually is. Like the lyrics and Joni Mitchell's performance are the main reasons that this song is so good. It's just this beautiful sounding song, but the dichotomy between how she sees things now versus how she used to see things is this very poetic, almost kind of heartbreaking piece. But Joni Mitchell's performance just absolutely brings me to tears. Brooklyn.
This is incredible, and it's even more incredible that she was able to do like an entirely different cover, like just lowering her register, and it gives again that new perspective. When I wasn't familiar with the song before the list. When I did fall in love with the song, I think I played it like 9-10 times in a row, just on loop. Like that chord progression is so cool. What makes it really interesting though is that like she changes up the tuning. So like on a normal, actually not bother. On a normal guitar, the standard tuning is E A D G B E, but she changes it to essentially D A D F A D, or it's a variant of like a dad. But it's essentially an open F sharp chord, and then she just basically working around that, and it's fun to like catch all the moments of her like sliding up and down. I love in the chorus especially how she uses clouds, love, and life to transition through them. Because like I've looked at clouds, I've looked at love, I've looked at life, and it's just enough of a subtle change for it to make sense and have that same sort of like storytelling that you normally wouldn't get in a chorus. It would just be the same word over and over.
Yeah. And Corey, what are your thoughts on this song?
Well, so as someone personally who, when it comes to older music, that's usually not my taste or whatever. I'm a lot more like hip hop or like even like dance or rock focused. But whenever I did listen to this song, I actually really enjoyed the instrumental and the singing to it. But I just, like, you guys see a big piece of art and stuff like that, I just found it boring. As I was listening to it, I had to keep paying attention. I don't know, like this type of music just falls off for me, and it just doesn't catch my attention at all.
What a great way to start.
Corey in house.
All right, well, let's see if Layla by Derek and the Dominoes is a better song in Corey's opinion. Corey?
Oh, you want me to start?
Yeah, you start this time.
All right,
smart guy.
I actually love this song.
Oh, okay, good.
I thought the guitar is probably like, I don't know if it's like the most recognizable or like it just like as soon as the song starts, like once again, it just catches my attention from it. And I like how there's different tones throughout the song, how it's, upbeat and fast and in your face, but then it also like kind of quiets down and like kind of draws out near the end and stuff like that. Once again, like I said, I'm not like an old school music guy or whatever. So like I didn't know that this song was about like George Harrison's wife at the time.
Yup.
Yeah, and so like when I was reading, I was like, holy cow, like, and then once you hear the story about it, and then you go back and you listen to the song again and like follow the lyrics, you realize, how much like significance are in the lyrics and stuff too. So yeah, I thought this was I thought this song should be a lot higher, to be honest, on this stuff.
Well, funny you should mention that. On the 2010s list, this song was ranked at number 27.
Okay, yeah. So yeah.
Overall, and it is now 224, which kind of tells me that a majority of the voters are on crack.
or they're all pro-vaccine.
Oh my God, Brooklyn! Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, this song is dope. That guitar riff is one of the most iconic guitar riffs ever. But it's just the absolute driving energy that the first half of this song has. That it's just this wild, passionate piece. And like even towards the end of the first half, when it's just like the guttural vocals that are coming, it's just this wild like energy, just like pumps you up through your veins kind of like music and production. And then halfway through the song, it becomes like this piano guitar like combo piece, which it's a lot smoother, and it's the come down off of that wild frenetic energy. And I think that goes on just a tad too long, but it's still great. Brooklyn.
A tad too long, I think, is even still a bit too long. I think that outro is very unnecessary. Despite despite even though I think like there's one point in time I thought Eric Clapton was my favorite guitarist at one point. I think there's part of me that still has him there. But I was even just going through there and seeing like how many different chords there are in the verse alone, and that just shows you like how much movement he's doing at the time. But I'm gonna be the grumpy guy in the corner and think that the unplugged version should be here. Absolutely, it just has that sultry sort of swing to it, and it fits better. You don't need the intro. And I think just that, yeah, it's a jazzy sort of feel.
Oh my God, Brooklyn! I like the unplugged version. Good, but
one other thing. This is also a great, such a great like mishap of a name, because like if you ever heard Derek and the Dominoes. What's your guys' name? We're Eric and the Dominoes. Okay, Derek and the Dominoes are up next.
Yeah, this is a true story actually, and I kind of love that. They kind of stuck with it, which is great. And coming up next, we have 223, Eminem featuring Dido, Stan. Brooklyn, start us off with this one.
I think as a kid who grew up in the 2000s, we have to know at least two out of three of these verses to kind of keep our 2000s card. I remember. Yeah. I'm that old. I remember whenever Dido put out "Thank You," the single that he sampled off of this, and it's kind of a shame too, because even Dido on herself, like I would put her with like Sarah McLachlan in terms of like just really talented singers.
Underrated.
But like I was even thinking about it for this list, and like at the time of this song coming out, like Eminem got a ton of hate for this, for kind of the homophobic nature. It's still there, but I think he was ultimately able to redeem himself with whenever he did it with Elton John and whatnot. But just like just a master storyteller, and like how he's able to pack in that angst and that emotion, and then to go right back to like that third verse of where it's just himself replying to the fan.
Corey, what are your thoughts?
This is one of my favorite songs, I would think. And actually, I was looking it up today, and then the reception for this song when it first came out was actually very positive towards Eminem critically. But that was, if you look at the songs that came out before this from him, it was like "Hi, My Name Is," and he was kind of like that wacky, crazy, vulgar, like in your face, abrasive guy. And then when he tells this story, and in my opinion, is probably one of the greatest storytelling songs ever. Like, everybody knows every single detail of this song. They know, what he did, what he was wearing, what he was driving, and everything like that. And it's so unique. There's like, can't even really think of another hip hop song or even a successful hip hop song that follows this like structure of like just a pencil scribbling in the background, some weather. Yeah. And then Eminem, like, is he rapping or is he just talking sometimes? Like, you don't even know, like some of the words, you don't even know if they rhyme, but they just kind of go together because you're just listening to this story that he's telling. And then, and even the name Stan, like that has evolved into what people just call themselves if they're a fan of someone, right? So like the imprint and impression that this song made is still like relevant, and like that character that Eminem talked about in a song is how people identify themselves to their favorite celebrity and stuff like that now, which is pretty impressive. And like Brooklyn said, like this song was also really important because Eminem was also always viewed as like homophobic with his lyrics and stuff. And when he did perform this with Elton John, and then Elton John kind of came out saying like Eminem's one of his best friends and stuff like that, it kind of changed the perception of not only Eminem, but what you hear in a rap song, whether it be about any sorts of language or people or actions and stuff like that. There might be a deeper meaning to it. So like when Eminem uses certain words, he might not actually be homophobic and stuff like that. There actually can be artistic design behind like vulgarity, essentially. It's pretty interesting.
I'm glad you brought up the cultural impact of the title alone, because, and I might anger some people in the biz, but whatever. For some reason, we now put a lot of heavy focus on marketing to stan culture. And if you think about it, and you think of the song, that's a bad idea. That's a real bad idea. And yet we decided, hey, this is going to be our main focus of who we're going to sell shit to. But now that my soapbox is gone, yeah, this song's great. I'm so happy you brought up the pencil scribbles in the background because it adds such a great element to this song.
It's
because
basically
you can hear.
an acoustic. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You first. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's basically like an acoustic version of a DJ scratch.
Yeah, but it just really adds because the franticness of that scratching really does help show the mindset of this character. I also want to point people to the song Bad Guy off of the Marshall Mathers LP2, which listen to these two songs back to back, and it's kind of amazing.
Well, he did say it's like the sequel or whatever to this song, so.
It is. I didn't want to spoil that, but it's fine. It's good. Don't worry. But yeah, no, it's one of the most horrifying songs in hip hop, especially when there's like a whole genre that's like subgenre that's like dedicated to, horror hip hop. This is still the most horrifying one if you think about it, because this feels real and it's unnerving because of that. And hopefully number 222 won't be as unnerving for me if my computer will let me scroll. That'd be great.
Move webpage. Move that page.
Sweet Judy Blue Eyes by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Okay, so nowhere near as intense. Great. Good to know. This is a song that only recently became something that I really like. Because I don't know why I've never really liked this song until recently. Maybe it's the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do that really got under my skin for some reason. I don't know. But this song really does sound incredible. And there is a lot of like great lyrical depth to it, but it's that sound and that production and the warmth behind it. It's like a long piece. That's why they called it a suite. It's broken down into multiple parts. I like the first part the best, but it doesn't ever really lose steam, and it doesn't overstay its welcome, even though it's, a long song. Brooklyn, what are your thoughts?
I really like this song. To kind of put it in a nutshell, this is like peaceful, easy feeling, but with a really nice like glaze over top of it. It's just there's some really nice harmonies in there, especially like when it gets like it's like sing a song, don't be long, thrill me to the marrow. That like really high falsetto he hits at the end. But yeah, like how you have the guitar coming in with that like almost flamenco sort of strumming, and then the bass comes in on a high octave and goes from there. It's kind of unfortunate though, because this got taken off of Spotify somewhat. There are some live versions on there, but it doesn't sound as great. They bring it up 2 keys for the live version, and it's like you can tell that they're much older at the time. And if somebody was like, this song is not great, then I would be kind of like, yeah, you have a point.
And Corey, what are your thoughts on this older piece?
Well, this won't be making it to any of my playlists, but it's one of those songs where if you're having a get together and you need a background music, you can put a song like this on, and but no one's gonna
front hand meet backhand.
No one's gonna complain about it. You know what I mean? Like if it's one of those songs where it's just catchy, it's easy to listen to. Like I enjoyed listening to it, but after the song was over, I said, okay, I can't wait. Just never listen to it again. Never willingly listen to it again. If it comes on, I'll listen.
If I'm doing laundry and it's there, that's fine.
There you go.
Wow, the disrespect. Number 221, River Deep, Mountain High. real quick, before we hop into this one, I actually do want to point out that Sweet Judy Blue Eyes 2010 list, number 426. This is hopped up by almost half the list, whereas River Deep Mountain High last time, 33. Corey, what are your thoughts on this song?
I really enjoy it. I love her voice. And I feel like with older music like this or whatever, that whenever they were making it, they didn't really they definitely weren't thinking about like the home listening experience and stuff like that, where today everything is made for someone to be listening through a headphone and stuff. And with her voice and the kind of like the way that song's kind of put together, you know that if you're listening to it live in a room, like the energy would just be crazy from it. And like, you know, that type of singing would like kind of bring the most out of it in a live experience. And I feel that doesn't really translate to Spotify, where this song, you know what I mean? It's meant to be played in a crowd, in a theater, in a stadium.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But I think that's a really good point. And I think that's a good reason. Well, not a good reason, but I think that it's an intellectual reason as to why it's probably fell so far down the list. Because let's face it, this song is power. Like, this song is meant to be played over like your car speakers or like a home studio, because my God, is it just sweeping and orchestral and epic. Like, the scale of this song is, Jesus Christ, this song is big. Just like the way that like the wall of sound production in the chorus is some of the most amazing stuff you will ever hear when you play it over your speakers, because my God, Tina Turner sounds so good on this. I don't know what I don't know if Ike's even doing anything here.
I don't think he'll hear Ike.
Yeah, he may have like helped create the instrumentation. But yeah, Tina just kills it. And I am so sad that this song has fallen as far as it has. What about you, Brooklyn?
I understand why it fell as low as it did. Yeah, I think Corey kind of hit it on the head with like that wall of sound production. Because you can tell that this is one of her earlier hits, from the 60s and whatnot. Like she'd go on to have that better sort of like production, I guess, or mix. This is an incredible song, and has been covered, and even the live versions would be great. But I could see this one taking a bit more of a dip, because I think that Proud Mary is going to be. I don't know if it's Proud Mary is already her best, is going to be considered her best song, or like could potentially become her best song.
I feel like most people would pick What's Love Got to Do with It.
Also that. Just
we'll definitely see at some point, we think. Wink. Moving on to number 220, New Order's Bizarre Love Triangle. We kind of talked about New Order on the last episode when we talked about Blue Monday, which dope ass song. I like Blue Monday better than this one, but I'm super glad to see that it's here on the list, because once again, this is one where the instrumentation and the production really are the stars, especially that fluttering synthesizer that plays every once in a while throughout this. That's your hook. That's the thing that's going to keep you coming back. But it also is just a really well-crafted song, especially like just when you consider that this happened not that far after their lead singer died. And just for them to be able to pick themselves up and create something that's this moody, atmospheric, but still danceable new wave song. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's just sweeping and moody, as I said. It's a great listen. Corey, what are your thoughts? Uh-oh. Oh, God, don't laugh like that. Oh, God.
I disagree with everything you just said.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so maybe like at the time, this probably, in my opinion, this sounded like the very start of pop music almost. Like this is where they were almost getting into that more like program. I don't know, like trying to get catchy, jinglish music. I'm not 100% sure. This thing just sounds like it just aged horribly for me, in my opinion. It just sounds flat to me. It sounds gimmicky. I don't know.
God, Brooklyn, you live close to Corey. Go slap him for me. What are your thoughts?
Okay, I'll go walk downstairs momentarily.
I want to see you walk into his frame and just yank the hat off his head or something.
But no, I understand what Corey is saying, is that this is very like this. Like I remember hearing this as a kid in the 80s and 8 mix all the time, because I remember whenever this came up for the list, and I was like, yeah, I've heard this before. I will say I've been very hard on the decade of 80s in general, because I find a lot of time it's just they're adding synth for the sake of adding synth. This is not the case. This is new wave at its purest, and I think this is where the 80s kind of thrive. And I felt really bad because when I was looking up the list today, and it was like after the death of Joy Division's Ian Curtis, I was like, all right, cool, I have to go check out Joy Division now, and kind of catch up with them.
Wait, you looked at Brooklyn? Stop doing the Canadian thing. We're not supposed to look at this list.
I think the gig is up. Like you guys were talking last week about how you were looking up the songs beforehand, but now
what?
We're
no,
free,
I never. What? No.
Free falling.
Nice smoke screen, Brooklyn. Number 219 is "Free Fallin'" by Tom Petty. I thought for sure this was with the Heartbreakers. I could be completely wrong. But what are your thoughts, Brooklyn?
I mean, this is a fucking incredible song. It's not my favorite Tom Petty song, but it got that huge boom. Yeah, this is an 89 song, but I feel like this got most of its playtime in the 90s. It's pretty, like, even as I'm looking at it now, Jeff Lynne is a writer on it, and that's really fucking cool. They would join up later in Traveling Wilburys, and if you don't know who Jeff Lynne is a guy who has always has sunglasses on, has like the curly hair. Basically, he looks like Roy Orbison's son. He kind of has that same sort of charisma. But this is like it's really cool because it's simple. It's simple, just like three chord rock. But it's just the amount of like graveliness that Tom Petty has in his voice to make everything sort of stand out. And then whenever he does do that big sort of ascent in the chorus, the emotion pays off.
Corey.
I'm surprised this song. I thought this song would be like way higher in the list. Like, and it's kind of funny because that last song came out like mid to late 80s or whatever. And I like, in my opinion, if you were to play that to someone today, they would kind of know it's old. But this song, because I remember being like 12, 13 years old at the campground in the summers, and like this was on almost like every day, and I just assumed that it was a new song because I didn't know at the time, right? And then it
was a John Mayer song, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And then, but yeah, like I don't know. To me, this song just stands the test of time. Yeah, I don't know. I think this song ages very well from the late 80s compared to the last one. And yeah, I think this should be way higher in my opinion, but
okay, buddy. But I agree with you though. I agree with you on this one. This song, I remember being around the same age and just hearing the song going, wow, this song's great. And a lot of kids that I actually knew and went to school with actually felt the same way. And it's 2 years older than I am.
Yeah.
But it really does come down to that chorus where Tom Petty is just like belting his fucking face off. And there's just so much power in that moment that it's kind of like a sledgehammer, but like a confetti sledgehammer where when it hits you, it's great. I don't know. A happy sledgehammer. Yeah. like a Peter Gabriel sledgehammer. That better be on this list. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Actually, I take that back. I take that back. If you know what that song's actually about, but yeah, this song's a classic, and we're gonna move on before I, stick my foot in my mouth more.
Why don't you call my name?
Next, we're gonna go on to number 218, "In the Midnight Hour" by Wilson Pickett. This song is a soul staple. This is a motherfucking classic. And now that we've been demonetized, yeah, this song fucking slaps. The horns in this, bro. It is such a great piece. It's tight. It's groovy. Wilson Pickett has just the greatest voice for this. The production is perfect. Everything's placed in like just the right spot in the mix. And it's also just really kind of sexy. It really kind of is pretty sexy. In the right moment and the right time. Yeah. Corey?
I agree. Yeah, I thought that this song's unreal. I feel like, I don't know much about that time, but I feel like a song like this must have had a huge influence on funk music. Yeah, I definitely agree that this song is very, very good.
And Brooklyn.
Yeah, this song has aged beautifully. This could very well be played on kind of like the 70s, 80s radio station still, and it would still get quite a bit of play.
Which is great because it's from 1965.
Exactly. This sounds better than River Deep Mountain High, and that was made a year later.
I agree.
Yeah,
definitely. I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know what else sounds great? Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks. I'm going to say Brooklyn for last because I just imagine him screaming, Stevie! So, Corey, what are your thoughts on this?
I think the song's unreal. Once again, it's another one of those songs. When you hear the start of it, yeah, I actually think of this song before I think of Bootylicious or whatever. There'd be a lot of people that don't. But I don't know. This song is, it's iconic. Like this song will never get old to me, in my opinion. And I don't know what's that guitar thing they're doing throughout the entire song, Brooklyn.
It's just a strum. This is basically just like a, I don't know, it's like I don't know. It's just they're just strumming the one power chord pretty well.
Okay, I thought they were kind of like pressing the little things or whatever.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
The
Nickelback song does it.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare bring up any similarities between this and Nickelback.
I'm not comparing. No, this song is. Nickelback's got some good songs too, though. But yeah, this song is unreal. This is one of the best. This song.
I mean, I can't tell you that you're completely wrong about the Nickelback thing. Don't come at me, people. This song sounds like it was written by Jim Steinman. Like it's got that great, epic, almost operatic kind of propulsivity to it. That guitar is so fucking good. But like Stevie Nicks just sounds incredible. She legit sounds like a rock angel on this song. Like her vocal tone in this, it's like gruff and gritty, but there's a grace and beauty to it, which is so great, especially when you like pair her voice with lyrics like just like the white-winged dove. It's just this great epic piece. And every time I hear it, it hits that point where I'm about to say, this is starting to go on for too long. And just as I'm thinking it ends, it knows the exact length of time that it has to stay, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. This is one of my ultimate pump-up jams. And I don't mean that as in, like, you know, like the 90s house.
It's your lady jam.
That's not what I meant. Brooklyn.
Oh my love. No. So probably like a lot of people in this community, I was introduced to this through School of Rock. Whenever Joan Cusack got really excited and she threw it on the jukebox. But yeah, I'm a sucker for whenever people add low harmonies, and I think it's like, I'm not sure if it's during the bridge, but it's like it's when she's saying like during the age of, and then she adds in that last one, and it's so satisfying because it just fills everything out. Yeah, an incredible song.
Now I want to do something. I want both of you guys to guess the range of where this song was on the last list.
I think it's top 100.
I would take the under, so I would say it's in like between 100 200.
I couldn't even find it on the last list.
Really?
I didn't even see it on there. I mean, I could be missing it, but I don't think this was on the list last year or the 2010, the last version of this list. So I'm so happy that it's here now, especially that high, as opposed to Jailhouse Rock by Elvis Presley, which, okay. I don't hate this song. I think this song is a lot of fun. Above songs like Edge of 17, though, and Both Sides Now, and other songs that we've talked about on this list, like, I'm okay with it being on the list, but like maybe in like the 300s range. Because, I mean, yeah, there are some Elvis songs that I love. One song in particular better be coming up on this list. But this one, it's got a good swing to it. It's got a good, like, that rockabilly kind of, like, sound to it. I don't know, though. It just doesn't hit me in a way that other Elvis songs do and other songs just in general do. Corey, what about you?
Sorry, there. For me personally, I don't enjoy Elvis's music at all. I'm actually listening to the list now as we're like going through them or whatever. So I just had Edge of 17 on, and then you throw I don't even know how this is even comparable to like. I get it. Elvis was revolutionary and stuff like that, but I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
He's not revolutionary.
Okay, Mr. Mouth. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, this is a good song, but again, overrated. It's just like so many people do this better. Little Richard, Big Mama Thornton. Whenever I had the song on today, I was like, man, I really want to listen to Ray Charles now, because he might be revolutionary or whatever, but it's frustrating to look back at now, and like everybody else we kind of forgot about in history, and then like now it's just kind of coming up being like, look at how incredible these guys were.
Yeah, and I think you said it best, that we're finally starting to like really realize the people in that same kind of like area of music that were pushed aside until just recently. Like Big Mama Thornton's version of Hound Dog wasn't even on the list last time. This was 67. This dropped pretty far.
Oh, oh wow, geez, they were smoking a lot of weed back then.
Oh, looking at the 2010 list, yeah, that's an interesting list compared to now, especially when you consider Shook Ones Part 2 by Mobb Deep. Corey, this seems like it's up your alley.
This is definitely up my alley, but I don't like this song at all. I've never.
Wow!
This is one of those, and I don't know. I've listened to hip hop my whole life. I feel like the instrumental doesn't age well. I feel like it doesn't blend together well. I feel like the lyrics are not captivating. The flow is not impressive.
What the fuck is what? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and then I don't know. It's just one of those things. I guess it was an 8 Mile with Eminem, but other than that, like, I just don't like the song at all.
Brooklyn.
I think it's fine. The beat's really fun. But Bob Deep was just outside of the people that I listened to. So yeah, I just haven't really got around to give him that deep dive.
I think y'all are bugging because I love this song. I fucking love this song. I think that the production is so great. That piano, it's got to be sampling something. I can't remember what it is, but it's a Herbie Hancock.
Yeah, Jessica, a deep cut. I'm just reading it now there.
And I think that sets this really great underlying menace to this song. And I think lyrically, this song is fucking dope. Listen to the chorus. Some they shook, cause ain't no such things as a halfway crook. Scared to death, scared to look. They shook, cause they, we live the life that of diamonds. Like, I think just the way that they kind of call out these people that like to think that they're tough and don't really know the lifestyle that they've gone through. It's really great. And just the rest of the lyrics are really, really paint a vivid picture of the world that these guys are creating. I think y'all are on crack, personally.
Well, we just talked about Stan, where every single line in that song is better than every single line in this song.
Look, I don't completely agree. We'll talk about that later. Now for something completely different. Deacon Blues by Steely Dan. Brooklyn, what are your thoughts?
This is an odd choice of all the Steely Dan songs to put on. You're putting on this. I would put on. I think "Reelin' in the Years" I would say is the most Steely Dan song. Like when I threw this on, like this is like loungy sort of like jazz stuff. Like I should be hearing this at like 3 a.m. at Casino New Brunswick after I lost 3 bullets in the poker room, and like this song to kind of come on and be like, all right guys, now the night's over. It's just fair.
I really like this a lot. I think it's the lyrics that really bring that like up the level of the quality of this song, because it's about being stuck in suburbia and like not being able to quite achieve the dreams that you want, and just kind of like wishing and like pretending that you had all those things that you want. I think that's what pushes this song from okay to good to really good, actually. But yeah, it's just a weird. I'm just surprised that it influenced that many people for it to be this hot. Woo! Took the breath out of my lungs. I'm so shocked. Corey.
I really enjoyed this song. As soon as it starts, I really like the beat and the instrumental to it. And then whenever the chorus comes on, it's just so like uplifting and cheery. And then I go back and listen to it a second time and pay attention to the lyrics, and then you're like, oh shit, it's not really a great message that he's sending, or it's not really a positive message that he's sending. But yeah, I really enjoyed the song.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds really nice, and I'm surprised to hear that Corey is apparently a big fan of yacht rock instrumentation. Let's see if he thinks that the Rolling Stones' "Paint It Black" is a little too risque. What are your thoughts?
Starting here, I love this song. Yeah, it's another one that this might be my favorite Rolling Stones song. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I think the song's really intriguing. It's very unique, I guess. There's not too many songs that kind of follow that pattern that it has. My only problem with this song was that when I was playing Guitar Hero growing up, it just wasn't fun to play on Guitar Hero, so I didn't really listen to it a lot.
Okay, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I also agree. Or sorry, not that I agree with Corey, but I was familiar with this song through Guitar Hero 3. I would say this is Rolling Stone's only adventure into like surf rock. It kind of has that like that Miserlou sort of vibe, the same sort of chord progression. But yeah, I think the pre-chorus is the strongest part of this. And just how they're able to build up so much tension. Like I've seen girls walk by in their summer clothes, and then you have the chorus. You have the chorus come, and then I think it's like I don't think they do it right away, but I think it's after the second chorus. You just have Keith Richards like one guitar playing, and then it kind of cuts cuts everything out again.
I also really like this song. It's got a very unique instrumentation as compared to a lot of other Rolling Stones songs. Someone once said that the Rolling Stones were kind of the yin to the Beatles' yang, where the Beatles tended to be like Love Is All You Need and Penny Lane and like things like that, whereas the Rolling Stones were like Paint It Black and 19th Nervous Breakdown and Give Me Shelter and like these dark, chaotic kind of
I'll never leave your pizza burning.
Yeah. But I actually really like God damn it, Brooklyn. I really like that the dark atmosphere that they build with not only the instrumentation and the production, but just the lyrics and just like that kind of bleakness that this song kind of has. Yeah, it's a stone cold classic, and it's another one where looking at the 2010 list, I don't think I saw it. Which, considering the impact of this song, I thought it would have been, on there somewhere. Whereas with More Than a Feeling by Boston, I know it's on here somewhere and I missed it. But yeah, this song slaps. This song is just it's one of the best rock, like big arena rock kind of songs, because it sounds epic in scale with like the great guitar solos and just the chugging power chords and the epic singing from I think it's Tom Scholz. Yeah. His voice is just incredible. It is just the absolute perfect thing to tie everything here together, because it's not just the power in his voice, it's the way he uses it to bring the lyrics to life. Especially the line, "I see my Marianne walking away," which just hits you with full force like a truck when he says that line. Because it's about hearing a piece of music that brings you back. And it's just like it's about the power of music being able to bring up memories, even if they're not great memories. Brooklyn.
So yeah, like that riff stuck in your head for the entire fucking song. I like this. This is not the greatest Boston song. It's frustrating that this is on here.
Are you about to say Amanda?
No, although Amanda is a great song, but I actually was playing this in the intro. The Boston song that I would throw in this spot is Foreplay / Long Time, because Foreplay is one of the greatest intros ever. That electric piano, like the electric organ or whatever, and then they have the real piano cut in, and then they have that. Then they have like the Long Time part. It's a super funky guitar riff. But yeah, this is gonna get mixed in with Living on a Prayer, where it's just overplayed dad rock.
Wow. Okay, Corey, you have a chance to redeem yourself now.
No, yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely disagree with Brooklyn on that one. This might
You're my best friend.
This might be one of my favorite songs, like from that era, I guess. I feel like the song gives you everything in terms of like from that, rock performance point of view. When he does that like high pitched wailing and stuff like that right before the guitar solo. Have you ever seen the movie Fubar or Fubar 2?
No, and I know what Fubar stands for, so I don't know if this is for me.
They're Canadian film classics, and they feature this song. And
as is Grind.
But no, yeah, I really like this song, and yeah, I think it's amazing. I can't believe Brooklyn doesn't really like it.
Yeah, Brooklyn, what's wrong with
good.
you?
It is good, not great.
And speaking of, once again, I'm looking through the 2014 list, and I don't think it's on the 2010 list. I don't think it's on the 2010 list. Which,
oh, good. Yeah, probably for a good reason.
Shut up, Brooklyn. Oh, here we go. It was number 500 on the original 2004 list, which is wild to me.
California Dreamin', though, more than a feeling. California Dreamin', more than a feeling.
Okay. Brooklyn, I can do this show with or without you by U2 at number at number 211. Why don't you start us off?
I will. This is a fucking incredible song. Whenever my family would get together for what we would call stairwell jams, so it would be like a bunch of us. So it would be like my cousin playing piano, my uncle playing drums, my dad and I playing guitar, and then my younger cousins would join in later playing like ukulele or guitar as well. And sometimes we'd randomly break out into this song and just keep repeating with or without you for the entire time. And it's fun. Like this is one of the songs that a lot of people attach to like why they like Bono or why they like U2. There's probably gonna have one other U2 song for sure, probably from the Joshua Tree. But
yeah, absolutely. I would say there might be two personally that I could see being here. But Corey, what do you think of this song?
It's not that I don't like this song, because I do like it. It's a good song. I just find that every U2 song sounds kind of the same to me, and they all just kind of blend together. And then you throw play in there, and I don't even know what's going on anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's all right. But I actually listened to this album that it's on the other day or whatever, and there's probably like 5 or 6 songs on that album that I actually enjoyed more than this song. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, we actually brought up one of the songs that I actually enjoy a little bit better than this one. That was also from the Joshua Tree, Where the Streets Have No Name. And I do really love this song a lot. The atmospheric production that I think it was Brian Eno who produced this song. Just the absolute space that this song has in its production sets this really atmospheric, like almost weightless kind of sound to it. And then you get Bono's thick, rich, dense voice. And it just creates this beautiful atmospheric sound. Yeah, I think that this song is very beautiful. I think 211 is a good spot for it in a top 500 list, as opposed to when it was 132 last time. But I'm just happy that it's here. I think it's a good spot for it. And then we move into One Nation Under a Groove by Funkadelic, not Parliament this time, Funkadelic. Corey, what are your thoughts on this song?
Well, Brooklyn knows this. I just started listening to some funk albums recently or whatever, and I actually listened to not the one this is on. I think it's Maggot Brain by Funkadelic right before a couple weeks ago. So I actually listened to the album this is on, and yeah, I mean, I love funk music. I think funk music has had a huge impact on the music industry in all genres, kind of like throughout time. I looked up this song, and I think there's like 200 covers of it, and it's been sampled in like almost 100 hip hop songs or something like that. So obviously, like funk music and like, you know, that time that it had really had a lasting impact throughout music.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. However, we talked about Flashlight a little while ago with Zach Ford, and I like Flashlight a lot better than One Nation Under a Groove. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's really good. But it also is one that kind of overstates its welcome a little bit. This one kind of goes on for a little too long. It's not quite as tight as Flashlight is, and I like the production elements a lot more on Flashlight. Like, I get why this is the one that like gets sampled a lot. I get why this is the one that people talk about a lot. In a live setting, this song probably fucking kills. But as a recorded piece by itself, I would say Flashlight is the better song by these guys. So I'm okay with it being on the list, but 210 is a little high, in my opinion. Brooklyn.
Yeah, I would completely agree with you, Andrew. And that Flashlight is the better song. But you are right, though. I would have loved to be in a disco hall in the 70s hearing the song, because even playing it, like it's a fun song to just have on like with your headphones like while you're just like walking around in the kitchen. It has that sort of like longevity to it.
Or you know what? Even better, a roller skating rink.
Dude, what are roller skates? We only have ice skates up here. We don't have ice, just ice.
They're ice skates, but with wheels.
Oh, what are wheels though?
Something. Well, let me put it this way: we'll be moving on to number 209, Don Henley's "Boys of Summer." I am killing the transition game today. Brooklyn, I know that you're a big Eagles fan. What do you think of Don Henley's solo outing?
This is not better than Hotel California. This is not better than Hotel California. It's a really good song. I think it got done better though by the Ataris. I think it kind of fits the pop punk aesthetic better. And there are other Don Henley songs that I would put over this. Dirty Laundry is a really good one. New York Minute is a really nice ballad. But yeah, and I think this is why a lot of people don't like Don Henley, because this brings out his absolute range. Like whenever he hits that, like I Can See You, whatever words he says in the chorus. But yeah, it's just it doesn't grab you like it does Hotel California or like a lot of Eagles songs.
I think the thing that grabs people is the instrumentation and the melody, because I think the instrumentation is really good. It's really nice. It's tight. The simple keyboard in the back is a real earworm, and I think that is what kind of brings all of the instrumentation together. And the melody for the chorus is really great. It is sticky. It's catchy. It's bouncy. And I love the addition of it sounds like seagulls in the back every once in a while. Whatever that sound is really great. It does capture the aesthetic. But you're right. This is not better than Hotel California. And the fact that Hotel California is like almost 100 something behind this
we talked about that with Cody.
Yeah, that I don't know about this. Corey.
Yeah, I would probably agree saying that I think Hotel California is better, but at the same time, I feel like this song, I'm not saying it's the perfect song, but it's perfect for what it needs to be. It's a song that's relevant, for a few months every year, especially up in Canada where, summer is something that we cherish.
Those beautiful 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's just a good song, easy to listen to, timeless. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, fair enough. As somebody who gets to enjoy summer for at least 2 months of the year, I get it. Unlike number 208, Doll Parts by Hole, why is this so high? Why is this so high on the list? We've had better female-fronted rock songs. We had Bikini Kill. We had Rebel Girl. And, I mean, I get it. Like, that's a different kind of song aesthetically. whereas that one's a lot more like punk influenced, and this is definitely grungier. But I don't know. The song was written in 20 minutes, and it kind of sounds like it to me. I'm not saying that it's bad, because I get why this would be influential for its time. Because Hole was basically one of the only like pushed to the front women-led groups of that kind of scene. But I respect this song, but I think that 208 is just way too high. And I think it's just because of the ending where Courtney Love actually really starts really throwing herself into the lyrics, but it's just a little too late for me. Corey, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy the song too much, to be honest. Coming near the end of the song where she kind of does ramp up her voice and stuff like that, she does have a great voice. I just find the song never really gets going for me, and yeah, I don't know why it's this high either.
Yeah. Brooklyn.
Yeah, this is over. This is a better song than Bad Reputation. And even though as much as I don't like Bad Reputation as much as I probably should, it is a much better song. It's weird. Like, this song is on here, I think, for Courtney Love, and unfortunately the notoriety that she brings, and like I think her relationship with Kurt Cobain will always be something that's remembered in music history. What makes it unfortunate, though, is that this style is really done better by other people like Melissa Etheridge, Sheryl Crow, Amanda Marshall,
PJ Harvey.
Yeah. So I would love to see one of them represented as opposed to her.
Like, we haven't even seen Alanis Morissette yet.
Right, we haven't.
Yeah, like I hope we see at least 2 songs from her.
There are 3 Canadian women we need to see. We have seen Joni Mitchell already. We need to see Alanis Morissette. We need to see Shania Twain.
I don't know about Shania Twain. Like,
does she not impress you much? Fuck you, Andrew. I won't do what you tell me.
Bro, our game is strong today. Because number 207 is Rage Against the Machine's "Killing in the Name." Brooklyn, I'm going to have you start with this one.
I mean, Tom Morello is an incredible guitarist. He's one of the few that has like a masterclass in that series, and kind of rightfully so. Considered super innovative for what he was doing with wah pedals and certain effects. And then you have Zach De La Rocha over top of him with the very fight the system lyrics. And it's very fun because there's when you go to IPN or whatever, and you have those funky sort of songs and dancey songs, and then he'll throw things for a loop and throw this song on, and then it just turns into a mosh pit, and it's weird and it's awesome.
God dang it! I was muted. Corey.
I really like this song. I've never been in a mosh pit to it, but I'm sure that would be a very special experience. But yeah, another Guitar Hero song that was a lot of fun to play on Guitar Hero. 14 years old or whatever, yelling "F you, don't do what you tell me" or whatever. So I like Rage Against the Machine. Once again, when you can kind of successfully blend genres, and there's a lot of rock, rap groups and stuff like that, and they all kind of do something a little bit differently. And Rage Against the Machine always did it differently for sure. And this is probably one of my top 2 or 3 songs by them for sure.
Yeah, it's really good. And I get why it has the impact that it does, especially, you're right, when De La Rocha starts screaming, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me." You can tell that's coming from a place of genuineness. That is pure rage coming from his voice in that moment. I feel like this is probably going to be the only Rage Against the Machine song on this list, and it's not the one I would pick. I would actually pick Bulls on Parade. I think that I think that one just hits a little bit better. But yeah, no, I'm happy that it's here, and I think considering the impact that Rage Against the Machine has had on rock music today, even hip hop music today, I guess 207 is an okay place for it. I'm not mad about its placement. And I'm not mad about this one either, actually. Number 206, Wichita Lineman by Glenn Campbell. So last time it was this list was put out, this was 195. So that's not this is actually apparently aged very well for 11 years. I really like Glenn Campbell. I really like Glenn Campbell a lot. There are a couple of other Glenn Campbell songs that I know that I think he's better on, but it's the motherfucking legendary Wrecking Crew behind him on this song. That is the band, the instrumentation, and the production on this are really the selling points to me. Like, the lyrics are great, and they create this great emotional like piece that he's creating. And Glenn Campbell does sound fantastic, but man, the instrumentation on this song is really, really the highlight of this, especially whatever that like that keyboard-esque kind of sound that almost sounds like Morse code. Then you get that guitar, that rich, textured, twangy guitar, which is just so incredible to listen to. I really think that this song is fantastic. I'm okay with it being here. It could be a little bit lower, but I'm pretty happy with this. Corey. I didn't think so, but like I have to ask.
I got nothing to say about this song. I did not like it at all.
just nothing. You just have nothing.
I don't understand how people like this. So.
Wow. After everything I just said, Brooklyn.
No, the song is cool. It's no Southern Nights, but it's
Southern Nights is better.
Yeah, Southern Nights fucking slaps. Caleb Coho got me on that, or he tried to get me on that earlier than I wanted to, and then I think within the last year, I heard there was a certain band from somewhere. There's a family bluegrass band covered it, and kind of got me to get over it. But yeah, this is super ahead of its time too. Like this sounds like it's from the 70s, like with the strings and the guitar that you mentioned. And yeah, he has just enough of a draw where it makes sense for him to have this song. Like it's not necessarily about having the best vocalist on here, but like, yeah, with the story as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I would also say that I actually like Rhinestone Cowboy a little bit better than this one.
Like a rhinestone cowboy. Dun, dun.
This, I will say, however, I think this is where Glenn Campbell stops, because even when I talk to people that I work with who aren't like country music people, they talk about Wichita Lineman and how much they love this one. So, however, more people tend to talk about Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. And
I must confess that my loneliness, or actually, oh yeah, sorry, no. I did that wrong. I tried to do it. Combo breaker.
I must admit that my listiness is killing me. I'll start with Corey because I saw him pumping his fist.
Much better than the last song. I don't know. I really like this song. I performed in lots of lip syncs as a young child to Britney Spears songs. So and I was always on the podium. I just want to make sure that's known too. Yeah, I think it's a really good song. Is this her? I think this was her like debut song, right?
Yeah, this was like her big break song, at least.
And I mean, you know, a 16-year-old girl talking about whatever the song's about is totally normal for sure. But if you forget about that whole part of the song, I don't know. It is. I know. I really enjoy it. It's a good. It's a nice produced pop song that was definitely produced to do what it had to do.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think Max Martin's production on this is doing a lot of heavy lifting, to be completely
100%.
honest with you.
Like, and I think it kind of created a trend of, hey, we can make almost anyone sound good if we really work at it.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Because Max Martin was like the producer for pop in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he could pretty much make anyone sound good back then. But as I said, I think the production is doing a lot of the heavy lifting because I think that she sounds okay on this. Mm-hmm. And lyrically, it's fine. The melody is fine. Honestly, I think Britney Spears has 2, maybe 4 great songs with like Oops, I Did It Again and Toxic, maybe Slave for You and Circus.
Ooh.
I
Circus.
wouldn't. Ooh. Yeah, I actually really think Circus is underrated as a pop song.
Ooh.
But don't ooh me. Ooh. Don't ooh me. You said this was better than Wichita Lineman, which it's not.
Well, apparently it is.
Brooklyn, what about you? What about you?
It takes 3 notes. 3 motherfucking notes, and the tone is set right away, like do. And it's just like the wah and the guitar. And you guys were mentioning about like the production or whatever, especially when they get to the bridge and they have that lone sort of piano. I remember that being like a huge trend in like club and techno songs. For it to kind of break off, they would add in those like single kind of keys. The other songs of Britney's that I might consider adding to this are, I would agree with Slave for You, and I might be alone in this camp, but I really love her cover of My Prerogative.
What?
That cover is fucking unreal.
I'm not saying what as.
Oh.
Whoa! Hold on! Whoa! Were you just about to say that the Britney Spears version of My Prerogative is better?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I was about to say I've never heard the Britney Spears cover of that, but I can already tell you that you're insane. As we move on. American.
Oh, he was a young American.
By David Bowie. Brooklyn, how about you start us off?
This is really cool. This is kind of David Bowie's closest approach to like an Elton John or like a Billy Joel kind of song, like very saxophone heavy, has that sort of like rockabilly progression. It's fine, yeah, like middle of the road. Like David Bowie's appeared here a couple of times, and yeah,
fine, middle of the road. What the Corey?
I love this song. I think it's really catchy. Once again, it's kind of the way that he kind of approaches the music. It's very storytelling, so it's easy to understand what he's saying and kind of the story he's trying to tell. And then once they bring in the hook and the chorus and stuff like that, you know, it kind of brings it all together. So I think it's a really good song.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's his foray into like Philly soul almost. And it's got that great like Philly soul tightness to it. And I really love the lyrics of this. It's about a young couple who aren't necessarily sure if they're in love with each other. But it's just a really detailed piece that you're right, that saxophone is just so great in this. And then there's one part that just every time I hear this song, I forget it's coming, but it just blows my mind when they use that line from A Day in the Life by the Beatles. I read the news today, oh boy. But it works so well with the instrumentation and the sound that they create with this song. I think this song is actually really incredible. The more and more I hear it, the more and more I absolutely love it. In fact, you could say it's signed and sealed and delivered for me. That was really bad, actually. I'm stop after this. But signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. By Stevie Wonder. I'll start with this one because, god damn it, I love this era of Stevie Wonder. Like, 60s to early 70s era of Stevie Wonder is so good. The production around his songs was always fantastic. The instrumentation was immediately catchy and memorable. And Stevie Wonder is just one of the best goddamn songwriters of his time. The bounciness of this, just the creative lyrical details that he would incorporate into his writing, and just the instrumentation on this just sounds amazing. Is it a guitar at the beginning? Because it sounds almost like it sounds almost like a sitar, but it just creates this gorgeous ring. It is just one of the most instantly catchy, instantly memorable, and it just brings a fucking smile to my face every goddamn time I hear this song. This is easily one of the best songs in this section of the list, maybe on the list in general so far. Brooklyn.
I think this is the first time that Stevie's come up on the list.
I think it is.
And that's crazy. Like you're seeing all these new names come up, like especially like with these guys, and like NWA appeared last time with Straight Outta Compton, and then we're seeing like Joni Mitchell as well appear more, and like even like Eminem as well. But this is a really good song, but this is not Stevie Wonder's best song, and that's saying more to Stevie as opposed to this song. Because like this, like you're right, that like the bounce and the strut to this song, like this should almost be. I feel like they could have turned this into like a Folgers commercial and even got it over more, like signed, sealed, delivered Folgers. But yeah.
Oh my god! Look, we'll talk to the guys at Skittles and Skittles about this. Corey.
Okay. Yeah, I think it might be my favorite song on this 10. Actually, yeah, one of the best songs as well. And there's just so much going on in it in terms of like the instruments and then his voice. He's doing so many different things with it, and it all just comes together really well. Everything sounds really fluid and kind of goes together. Yeah, I think it's definitely a very good song.
Nice. As we move on to number 202, your song, not Stevie Wonder's song, Elton John's song, your song. Stone Cold classic. I'm shocked that it's actually in the 200s and not higher. Like, this is a song that I've known since I was like 14 or like somewhere around there. This was like one of the first songs that you get introduced to when someone introduces you to Elton John, because it is just utterly romantic in its kind of awkwardness. Like the lyrics he stumbles over himself in these lyrics a lot of times with like, you see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is what I really mean. But there is just such a sincerity in lines like, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And then the strings come in. Oh my God, the strings. Like 70s era Elton John had the best string production you will ever hear. Yeah, this song is just, it's so beautiful. Corey, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's funny because the last song there was Stevie, where he had so much going on and like he was doing so much with his voice, and then you come into this song where it's like piano, Elton singing, then you bring in some strings and it's very simple, but at the same time, it still goes together very well. And, you know, the story, like you said, kind of like the way that he's telling this story makes it feel similar to like Eminem, where it's somebody sharing their thoughts rather than sharing a composed piece of work. And I think that, makes it very kind of brings out like the artisticness of it a little bit.
Yeah. It's very earnest. Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm surprised that this one is not higher as well, especially with Rocket Man, and kind of probably would have gotten a boom from that. The thing that I want to point out though is in the chord progression, and especially in the it's in the chorus, and it's like because it goes from it's like, and you can tell everybody, and then it goes from because it goes A minor G D minor, and then it goes back to G, or sorry, it goes to F rather. But then it goes like, and you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done. And then on the last line, it goes from the A and then the G, and then they complete that walk down. So they hit that F sharp, but it makes sense in the song because when you're playing that D minor, that F sharp would just be kind of like an extra note that you play over top of it. So you're able to guess that. You're able to get that. You're able to create that subtlety in the chorus, but then you have that big payoff, like whenever he says like, I hope you don't mind that I put down into words, and it's so cool, and it just shows you how talented of an artist that Elton is.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, to end off this section of the list, we have "Ring of Fire" by Johnny Cash. I'll start with this one. I really like this one. Johnny Cash has better songs, you guys. Just because he has that almost like mariachi horn section in there doesn't mean that this is one of the greatest Johnny Cash songs. I think he sounds fantastic. His rich baritone bassiness really does kind of capture this great sound compared with the rest of the instrumentation and the production, and he does sell it very well. But I think that fun story, Johnny didn't even write this song. June wrote this one actually, and I think it was originally recorded by her sister.
I read that Johnny wrote it and he gave credit to June because he wanted to give her money.
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
That's what I read on Wikipedia.
All I know is in Walk the Line, June Carter is writing, performing it, and movies are the only thing that tell the truth, right?
I mean, especially when it's being played by Reese Witherspoon. That woman would never lie. But I respect this song a lot. But 201, especially compared to some of the other songs we've heard, it's a little high to me. I think it deserves to be on the list, but 201. Okay. Brooklyn.
I actually think this could be higher. I was attached pretty quickly to Johnny Cash growing up. A friend of mine in grade 3 always had this tape playing in their van. But it was like, so it's like this song, A Boy Named Sue, and One Piece at a Time are the ones that I would consider in this list. We're probably only going to see Ring of Fire, or we may see Walk the Line down the road, but yeah.
I would add Rusty Cage. Break My Rusty Cage. Oh my God, that's a great Johnny Cash song. Corey.
I think Johnny Cash is overrated. I think this song is terrible.
Wow.
Yeah. Corey, we're not talking about Elvis Presley. We're talking about Johnny Cash this time.
Oh my God.
Same thing.
Both of you, teeth jammies. You can watch one episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway, but then straight to bed.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no, not for me.
Okay, fair enough. That's how we're going to end the episode. That's not actually how we're going to end the episode. We're going to end the episode by each of us picking one song from this list, this section at least, that we think genuinely deserves to actually be in the top 100. And I'm going to let Brooklyn start first.
Both sides now would be in not only my top 100, but probably my top 20. It is a legit incredible song.
Fair enough. I don't know where I'm going to go with this personally. Because they're
So
I was like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
So the song I would put is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I would put Eminem in the top 100 for sure. I think it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I think it's the greatest hip hop song of all time.
All right.
Fair.
So that's what I put in there.
Well, hold on, Corey. You stay there for a second. Because okay, fair enough. I'll give him a little time. Because I'm very split between two songs. And it this is just chaos.
Oh no, I just closed on the door. There's a
I thought Brooklyn was about to leave as well. I'm very split between Signed, Sealed, and Delivered, I'm Yours, and Shook Ones Part 2. And I think I want to say Shook Ones Part 2, but thinking about it more and more, I just cannot deny the tight, shiny bounciness of Signed, Sealed, and Delivered, I'm Yours. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Signed, Sealed, and Delivered, I'm Yours. That's my pick this week. But Corey, thank you so much for joining us. We loved having you on, and hopefully we'll get to see you again at some point soon. What are your overall thoughts on this section of the list, by the way, just before you go?
You're muted.
And you're muted.
Yep. I actually thought it was really good. Whenever Brooklyn asked me to kind of go into it, he pretty much said like Stand by Eminem was going to be in this section or whatever. Would I be interested in kind of coming on? And then as I went through the 25 songs, I was expecting to not like most of them, and I ended up only really not liking probably 3 or 4 of them out of it. So it was really good.
Yeah, 2 of my favorite ones.
Yeah, well, there you go. But yeah, no, I thought it was good, and actually kind of had me listen to a lot of other kind of, their albums and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun to do.
Great to hear it, man. But Brooklyn, we did it. We made it through another episode.
Yes, 12 down, 8. I thought 8 more. Or...
Something like that. Yeah, 8 more. Maybe 9 if we feel like it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just happy that we haven't set anything on fire yet. Personally.
No, we may not have set anything on fire, but you know what we are doing? We are holding up the video store right now. Us and Trivia Flashback. Zario and Mike. Yeah, I know it's like January and February and stuff, but
okay, calling out the people that host us. Smart man. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. For Corey Dougay, for Brooklyn Vale, and for myself, Andrew James Barr. Thank you all for watching so much. We appreciate it, and keep on rocking.